Some people were wondering if I would talk about the Redfall leaks. So before we get into this, I am going to talk about it and we might see some screenshots here. But the focus for me is going to be more the fact that we are not supposed to be seeing these screenshots at all and the community reaction to it, not only on the Xbox side, but on the PlayStation side, and how it really reveals a problematic, toxic community issue that I really wanted to bring up. It's really out of hand in this situation. And honestly, it made me feel really, really good to see a lot of people come out from the industry and talk about why this is so problematic. Let's get into it. Before I do, if you like these sort of videos, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when they go live. So if you haven't heard, there were some Redfall pre-alpha screenshots that were leaked, never supposed to see the light of day. I have to imagine this is from playtesting and that whoever leaked them is probably going to get sued a whole bunch. So on the one hand, we got all of these leaks from a very, very early look at a game. There's like dev stuff in there, like spawn characters and things. So I have to imagine this is very, very far out. On the one hand, we learned that Redfall is going to be more of Borderlands than a co-op shooter, and it's described somewhere in between Borderlands and Breath of the Wild. So to me, I think this huge open world and just tons of enemies that you can kill and sort of level up with. Now, in addition to that, though, if that is how they're going, they also sort of teased loot, and loot is going to have different rarities. It looks like we saw something that would be equivalent to an exotic in Destiny, something that would be a legendary in Destiny. And for me, that has me more excited about the game than ever. Just understanding visually what the concepts of the product are going to be. But the video I wanted to make is more about sort of this sort of insane reaction we've been seeing online from people. And I'm going to refer to a few specific examples. And if you're a PlayStation fan, this isn't a mystery to you either, because recently you might have seen Gandalf Gaming, who tweeted, God of War Ragnarok looks like a clone of 2018 God of War. Even the animations are unchanged. And he used a entrance animation into getting into a boat. And then on the Redfall side, and just so you know, this Gandalf Gaming person, all he does is shitpost. So that's his whole thing. And he even pointed out, oh, like, look at the reactions that I got. And that's sort of emblematic of the problem. Did I use emblematic right? Whatever. That sort of highlights the problem with Twitter and what is going on here. Basically, if you post garbage, you get rewarded for it. His video has 3.2 million views, and he is even gloating about the viewership and the attention that he got from that God of War post. And then on the Redfall side, it's not that much different. So we look at OGG 1993, who said, after Greg, now we have Bertha posting an image of a female character from the Redfall pre-alpha footage that was never supposed to be released. We have reactions from Odd AIs. J-Rock said God of War Ragnarok, and he tweeted some photos of it, and he seems to be, I mean, to me, I took that as he's excited about God of War Ragnarok because I think he's saying it looks good. That's what I imagine anyway. I don't know, though. But then they responded with a picture of Redfall. So even if he was being controversial, I don't know what J-Rock was doing, but even if he was trying to be controversial, saying the old game looks the same as the new game, again, you can't compare an actual gameplay trailer to something that you were never supposed to see that is in a development state. What else do we got here? Oh, King Thrash. Yeah, a regular Do What You Do 6. Xbox Series X exclusive Redfall versus PS3 exclusive Metal Gear Solid 4. So again, comparing the female lead character image to a character from Metal Gear Solid 4. And then it's anti-Xbox stuff. This one was really weird. So Real J Dub tweeted, I'm seeing tons of bots scratch Redfall off their list of games to brag about after the screenshots leaked and was confirmed to be just another looter shooter. Relax, it's in Game Pass, it's free. And then there's a picture of me, Ryan, and Paris from months ago when we were reacting to the Redfall thing. And if you'll actually remember, my reaction was sort of dismissive of Redfall. I wasn't that excited for it. And these leaks actually had the opposite. If you know me, you probably know that I am a huge looter shooter fan. I love Borderlands 3. I love Destiny. I played a little bit of Outriders. I didn't dive into it, probably because I was playing too much Destiny or just busy having a baby around that time. But yeah, the fact that he posted this old picture of us is a little confusing. It makes it seem like I don't want Redfall now when the opposite is true, or that we said something about Redfall that we didn't. And he also said, I'm seeing tons of bots scratch Redfall off their lists. Are you? Because the Xbox people that I follow seem more excited about it, knowing that it's a looter shooter. A lot of the people I follow like that stuff. But anyway, what else do we got here? Let me just look here really quick. So I took screenshots of it a little bit. Oh, another one from Real J-Dub. And all I did to search for these, by the way, is I looked for the top posts about Redfall. So Real J-Dub came up twice about the God of War situation and about the Redfall situation. I mean to pick on him, but he said, man, bots integrity is in an all-time low this week. You got dudes calling Spider-Man 2 DLC because no studio should be able to make a sequel so quickly. Also, you got, he swears, like this moron saying God of War is DLC because the game used same animations as before, Redfall and Halo. So he took the opportunity to say all Xbox people think the same way. That's not true. He took the bait on Gandalf Gaming's tweet, which, Jay, like, that's problematic. Like, dude, you got baited. Bad. That's not good. And then separately, he's comparing Craig, which those models have been updated based on feedback, which was, honestly, when you release an official asset and you have something in there like that, that's something that you should be calling out. But pairing that with Redfall, a pre-alpha release, is a little ridiculous. And thankfully, most of the community called out posts like this. Micah Chips also said Redfall CGI trailer next to Redfall. Again, posting footage of Hyped posted something. All these PlayStation users are like touting some victory for their plastic box because the pre-alpha footage of Redfall looked bad. It's sad. I think sad is the best way that I can describe it. And look, I've made like 5 videos talking about how excited I am about Wolverine, how, like, I love the Wolverine character. He's one of my favorite characters. So I don't care which plastic box he's exclusive to. And also, Xbox has a lot of games coming up, but they aren't going to speak to the audience the same way stuff like Star Wars and Marvel characters are. Now, does that mean Xbox is down for the count? Absolutely not. They have a lot of great games coming. They have Starfield. They have Stalker 2. My point I'm making is that Sony has secured some really excellent exclusives that quality studios are working on, and that I'm excited about them. So what was the result of all this sort of controversy? Well, basically, people in the industry, and this was the best part about the whole situation. Not only did they call out Gandalf Gaming for being ridiculous, but they also pointed out that look at where Horizon was when it launched, Rainbow Six, even Destiny 2 or God of War. All of those games in a pre-alpha state look like unfinished games. There's footage out there now of what Horizon looked like when they were doing concepts and they were fighting like block dinosaurs, right? And everybody was talking about them. But it was great to see game designers come out and say, hey, games look like crap before launch. And Redfall is about 18 months out from launch. I didn't even look at my notes for this whole thing, by the way. I just looked at the tweets and talked from my memory. But the fact that like people like Tiger here are saying CGI real time, it's not a fair comparison. It's inflammatory purposefully to get attention on Twitter. And that is the largest problem with Twitter. Twitter isn't reality. The actual reaction to things is exacerbated by people who want attention. So look at Gandalf Gaming, for example. He takes this ridiculous example of somebody getting into a boat, makes yet another meme shitpost, which that's all he does. Admit it, like he has been very clear, like, hey, this is who I am. I'm just going to shitpost all day. And he gets a ton of attention for it. And then Jay making the correlations to every Xbox gamer, even using a picture of me that sort of implies that I said something I absolutely did not. That's been a trend on Twitter where people edit my videos to totally take out context. That's just what Twitter is now. And it's why more and more people are using Twitter less and less. Myself included, I'm on there much less. There's not really a lot of reason for me to go on there. But it did give me a lot of hope when I see sanity every once in a while. And seeing a bunch of game developers rally together to denounce this sort of behavior. And these are game developers who work at PlayStation and game developers who work at Xbox. And Xbox and PlayStation, meanwhile, are congratulating each other on their reveals, on their releases. And it gave me a lot of hope because it means that all of these people posting these memes, posting these jokes, they don't matter. They're kind of a joke and they're frowned upon largely by the entire industry. So that gives you an indication of all these meme posts. Sure, they work on Twitter. They get the attention that they want. But at the end of the day, gamers are still going to get great games. Even if people are being critical about a pre-alpha unreleased build, developers have come together. Developers came together because of that and said, hey, you're wrong. And that's a really toxic type of behavior. Anyway, what did you think about the Redfall reaction? Because for me, I'm actually more excited than ever about Redfall, and I can't wait to play it. And because that's largely because I can look at pre-alpha footage and be like, oh, I know they're going to correct that. I've made that mistake before, actually, just so people know. I expressed concern about a Gears of War pre-alpha gameplay session that we had. And I think it was Rod Ferguson responding. He's like, we're going to make major improvements. Don't worry about it. And then later, when they did make those major improvements, he took a screenshot of a section of the game and put it next to how much improvement that they were able to do. And if I can find that, I'll do it for you to give you an indication of how much polish can go into a game side by side. And for me, that was a big learning lesson because I was expressing genuine concern for a game that I was really excited for. And they showed, hey, like this is what we do in a month. And that was sort of the start of my education about what game designers are able to do in a short period of time. Not the start, but it was a reminder, I should say. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about all the drama online and everything. You know, Sony had a great show. I think Xbox fans are still excited, but they're feeling a little sore about the not getting KOTOR is definitely one that hurts. And I know for me, I'm excited to play the games on all the platforms that are coming out. So that's my 2 cents. I know this is going to be a little bit longer video than expected, but real quick, I know this is sort of a weird spot to do it, but Norm Macdonald passed the other day. And I just wanted to say that the comedian brought me a lot of joy in my life. I used to watch his weekend updates. You know, that's what he even admits that he's most known for. And for me, that was watching his stand up with my dad when I was a kid, probably too young to be watching it, to be honest. But we would watch it and I would love his sort of deadpan delivery. Later in years, I would like somebody like Jon Stewart who did The Daily Show. But Norm was one of the first to really hit a tone with people. And he died at the age of 61 after a 9 or 10 year long battle with cancer. And I just wanted to, I don't know why, but I just wanted to show a moment of respect and just wish him that he rests in peace. I know I kind of clumsied through that, but let me know your stories about Norm because he was one of my favorite comedians. He was a big inspiration for me to end up doing what I'm doing right now, talking to you, him and Jon Stewart. But as a kid, I would grow up watching news, and not a lot of people know this, but before there was regular gaming news shows like this, where a host talks to their viewers, nobody was really doing anything. I started doing a gaming news show in around 2007. It was daily, or as daily as I possibly could, while I worked 3 or 4 jobs in loading trucks at UPS and testing ink and taking photos of cars. And Norm was sort of the inspiration for me to do this terrible news show that would eventually become Hard News. I got hired in the industry at Screw Attack back in the day, and then wound up at IGN, and now I'm sort of doing these YouTube vlogs. Not really news anymore. It's just sort of me talking about the news. But So rest in peace, Norm. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the laughs with everyone. And I think I'll end the video there. Let me know your favorite Norm stories. There's a lot of good bits out there. If you like these sort of videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. If you want to become a member, memberships are turned on. Thank you to everybody who has become a member. And all I can think about is the Mangrate joke. I'll link you to the Mangrate bit that Norm did. He lost the sponsor Mangrate, and it was just hilarious how he handled it, the ad reads. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.